Good afternoon. It is March 27th. It is the fourth Sunday of the Lenten season, Laetare Sunday. And in many churches, you'll find the priest is wearing what sometimes is referred to as rose or pink colored vestments. Personally, I prefer the term pink. Pink is a color, rose is a bush. But let it be rose, let it be pink. It's Joyful Sunday. And that's the key point. We're more than halfway done the Lenten season, and it's a time for us to reflect on how well we're doing. How have we allowed ourselves to move forward, to turn away from sin and be faithful to the gospel? And today's gospel is the prodigal son. And we hear that story from the point of view of the younger son, the older son, the father. But one of the key elements in there is that whole sense of dying and rising again. We see the younger son has to basically fall on his face, and then he discovers things are much better in my father's house. The father has to lose his son to learn how to rejoice in his son. And of course, there is the older son who is left at the end of the day still holding a grudge because you allowed my brother to squander all of this, and now you rejoice in his return. And that factor of holding a grudge is not healthy for any of us. We have a tendency to blame others. We have a tendency to not look at ourselves. And oftentimes it's like, so what are you holding a grudge about? It's that whole sense of dying and rising again. And it's interesting when we reflect on that, you'll notice that in all of the sacraments there is a dying and a rising. In baptism, we go down into the tomb. The whole idea of full immersion is they go under the water and they come up. They go down to death and they rise again. In the sacrament of reconciliation, we take our sins to the priest and we unload and we rise up. We find rejoicing in being washed clean of our sins. In the sacrament of holy orders, the priest dies to self so that Christ might increase with and in and through him. In First Holy Communion, or every time we receive the Eucharist, the I must diminish so that Christ might increase within us. There is a dying and a rising that takes place there. And of course, marriage. Marriage where they learn how to let go of their single lives. I like to joke about the fact that at every wedding we bury somebody's single life. You're not single anymore. You're now married. That single life is behind you. It's dead to you. You take on a new life. You rise again in a new relationship, husband, wife, and God working together. And the three shall become one. And so this journey of our faith is all about dying and rising. I must diminish so that Christ might increase, so that Christ is seen through me. The Lenten season is all about that dying to self and coming up greater in that joy of the Easter season. Christ rises from the dead. We rise to a new life with him. We rise to a new way of living. We've gotten rid of some of the old and we're moving forward into something much better, much more wonderful. What does that look like for each and every one of us? Well, that's our journey. My journey is my journey. Your journey is your journey. It's a journey of faith. And so we have to reflect upon it. And as we celebrate Joyful Sunday, Laetare Sunday, it becomes a case of, well, where am I at on this journey? I'm 4 weeks into Lent. What am I doing? How am I doing? Have I reflected on my progress? And it's not just about, well, I gave up potato chips for Lent and I've done really, really well. Okay, that's nice that you gave up potato chips, but how's it helping you spiritually? Like, might be doing your cholesterol some good, might be doing your blood pressure some good, but what else is it doing for you? What was that purpose? Are you really, really developing a sense of self-control? Are you really developing a sense of my selfishness, my wants, my needs? What is it doing for you? It's the same thing where it's like, well, I'm going to pray more. Okay, well, that's great. And if you've managed to pull that one off, good on you. But for what purpose? Just to pray more? It's like the person said, well, I'm going to pray the rosary every day during Lent. Great, wonderful. What's your intention when you sit down and pray that rosary? Are you praying it for family and friends, or just praying it for yourself? Are you having a personal intention when you sit down to pray that rosary? Sometimes it's like, why? What's behind this action? Is it a healthy action? I know in the schools we teach the kids, right, giving up something. And of course, part of that is teaching self-control. And that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. But what's the purpose? And sometimes that's helping children understand that, you know what, guess what? You're much stronger than your wants. I want is a very, very common refrain, but it's not necessarily a healthy refrain. I bet you I can go through just about anybody's home and find a whole bunch of things that were wanted, that were dearly wanted, and are never used, or hardly used, or got used once or twice, and now they're just in a drawer somewhere because something better came along. Self-control, taking care of ourselves. It is the fourth Sunday of Lent. It's Joyful Sunday. It's a time to reflect. How well am I doing? Because I still got some time left. I still have some time to maybe improve upon things, maybe reflect upon what it is that I am about. And am I really about the right things? The young man, the younger brother, had to lose everything before he became reflectful. The older brother still has everything, but he's not being very reflectful. He's not seeing what he has. The father lost the son, and now he rejoices. He recognizes the great loss. He also celebrates the return of his son. Are we being the reflective people, or are we just going through the motions? It's Joyful Sunday. If you still got time, run around wearing pink. It's a great day for wearing pink. God bless.